Hey, welcome back to my channel. Been gone for quite a while, haven't really filmed much, and here's why. I blew up the car. So I lost interest kind of after all the building and trying my best to get everything figured out, and then it blew up. Definitely my fault, definitely could have planned better for that, but I'll explain some, and if anything, I hope that my mess ups can be a lesson to you, and then you can build your car way better and faster, and then you'll be faster than me. But anyways, I'll go over real quick what happened to the car and then plans for moving forward and stuff. Okay, so let me show you real quick how the car sits. It is totally empty there, just hanging out, chilling in the garage. So let's get right to it. Yeah, fried a piston. Pretty massive hole in it right there, and chipped the other side as well here a little bit, and then down the oil pan found some fragments. Yeah, it did really good. Blew that thing to smithereens. And then if you come over here and look at the block, you'll see what happened. It's right here. This is the cylinder that went bad, and you can see that it fried the cylinder wall there pretty good too. So that the cylinder wall was bad. Had to figure out what to do with the block. I tried to get ready to ship it out, and this is just like life, like just messing with you. You know, like there's just, you think you have a way to fix things, and then life is like, you know what? Let's mess with them more. So yeah, I got the block all ready to get shipped out, and I dropped it, and I cracked the bottom of the block off. Like, it was the next day they were gonna come pick it up, and I was gonna sleeve the block. And then yeah, this cracked this whole piece off of the block along with one of the little threads. Oh yeah, all this from the block. So I'll show you real quick where that came from. That's this little piece right there. Just cracked that sucker right on out of there. So yeah, that block is trash, no mas. So yeah, I pretty much just pulled it all the way apart. You can see all the components are out. Took the crank out. That thing is actually super heavy, by the way. If you pick it up, that is a solid workout. There's a picture on my Instagram where I'm like holding it and I'm smiling, but in that picture, I'm honestly like it weighs a lot. So anyways, yeah, that block, totally trash. Let me go over why I think that went bad. Okay, so the setup on the time with that short block, that being a Gen 3 short block, stock bottom end stuff, stock ring gap, so 12-to-1 compression, all that kind of stuff. Gen 1 heads, I did not have them reworked before I put them on with that. I just took the Gen 1 heads from my Gen 1 engine, popped them on that thing, and then fired away. So had that. And then it had the Gen 5 blower sitting on top of it, and all that in here, but I did not have a fuel system. It had a booster pump, 95-pound DW 95 injectors, and tuned, obviously, for all that kind of stuff. Long tube headers, 11 PSI pulley, 132 millimeter throttle body, all that kind of stuff. So the car made 707 horsepower, wheel horsepower, and 575 torque. That was dynoed up at Paramount, and the car's running good, but like that's on a booster pump with 93 octane. And sometimes I would throw butane in the tank, but usually I would just put 93 on it and fire away. So that's the number one issue that I think is what it was. From going through the data logs and then looking through the engine afterwards as well, I would say it leaned out and then it detonated. But then also I should have been a little bit more comprehensive in putting it together. I didn't go through the heads. I did that this next time, but I'll go over that in a second here. Definitely should have done that. And just taken my time a little bit more instead of trying to rush it, because then here I had the car running and driving for like 2-3 months, and then kaboom, and we're back to sitting in the garage again. And what fun is that? Like, I want to drive the car. I don't want to just have it sitting here. I will say, like, I thoroughly enjoy building. I like assembling the car, I like working on it, I like seeing little progress things and being able to tweak stuff, but like the whole point is to drive it. That's why we do this, because it's fun. So there's that. Now let me go to what the next plan is. Okay, so moving forward, looking at the car where it is right now, first off, you might notice it's on a different tire. It's back on the ET Street SS. My buddy Johnny with the Supra stole the old tires off me, and I probably should go on the street tire anyways. Other thing that's gonna change on the inside here, I still have that delete and the AC is out and everything. And honestly, the weight savings is just not worth it. So radio is going back in, AC is going back in, and the plan is to go a little bit more street car. Obviously, I'm still keeping the steering wheel. That's all, you know, squared away and it's doing good. And still keeping the Jags drag seat, all the current stuff in the back. That's all good. Just want it to be more street car, so that's going back in there. The bummer with that is that the front up here, I have this really nice plate that's riveted in, it's painted in and stuff. And that was the AC delete. So in order to put it back in, I have to pull these rivets out and get rid of that beautiful plate in order to go back to an AC car, but it'll be worth it. As you can see, I'm in my garage and I'm sweating because it's Texas and it's just hot. So I can't believe I lasted as long as I did without the AC. It's definitely going back in. So that's first couple changes. Next, heads. Yeah, cylinder heads, here we go. So these are the Gen 1 heads that I had before, but they've been reworked by a local machine shop here in San Antonio called Duffin Engine. They did a great job. These look really nice and clean now. You can see it looks almost like a brand new cylinder head. The cams are out right now. I need to get some new lifters. I'll talk about that in a second here, what happened with those. But just, you can tell it's worth spending the money. It wasn't that much, it was about 500 bucks to get everything redone. Just a nice clean surface. They check over everything, make sure everything's good, and you just have better peace of mind knowing when you throw a boost at something like this, even though it might not be that much, you're just trying to make, you know, 700, 800 wheels, something like that. That might be a lot of power to some people, but these cars can handle it, just need to be careful. So part of being careful, get your heads checked. Next part of that is you might see that all these little spots here, the lifters or the lash adjusters, as they call them for Coyote heads here, there's 10 of them that were bad. So these bad boys, they go in there, and you can see this one, that is not compressed, like it's all the way down and it will not come back up. And they should, whenever you push it down, it should spring back up afterwards. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but it should spring back up afterwards. And this bad boy is all the way compressed, not coming back up. So when the shop checked these over, they said 10 out of 32 of these were bad. So I'll just replace all of these, about 300 bucks. You can get them from LMR or your favorite dealer. I usually go through Coyote Direct for a lot of my stuff. And yeah, then those heads will be good again. A lot of people, when they're doing a Frankenstein build, they'll do a Gen 3 short block. But then they'll do Gen 2 heads. I just didn't feel like spending the money. These are still plenty good. They've done well. I'm not trying to shoot for like 1100 horse. I just want to make a solid 700-800 and be happy and have fun with a good street car. So these should do good, but definitely good to get them cleaned and checked that they're true. So there's the heads part. Okay, last part, the short block. So I talked about it a little bit, but with that short block, I thought about getting the cylinder walls taken out, get sleeves put in, you know, get that built like 1500 horse. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll just assemble it and see if I can put in the pistons and stuff myself. Now, it might sound simple enough, you know, they'd redo all the cylinder walls, they would fix this portion here that's all bad, and I could put new pistons in, but these Coyotes are a little bit finicky unless you really have everything, all the tools, and a temperature controlled room, and the knowledge and expertise, then I kind of wouldn't do it. And that was me asking for advice because I don't know. I thought about it. I was like, maybe I could build it I could put pistons in. I could figure out how to do it. It'd be fun to like build an engine. The truth is, like, I like working on these cars, but I don't trust myself enough to do that part. So what I did is I just sourced a complete Gen 3 short block. This is 12-to-1 compression, stock ring gap. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm just gonna leave the ring gap the way it is. It actually comes with a Gen 3 oil pan, comes with the oil pump gears. Obviously get those replaced with some nicer ones. It's got the 4 NOx sensors on the top of here. Probably just gonna use 2 of those because Gen 1 life. And you can see the plastic cap down there for Gen 3 stuff. And then also a fresh seal in the back. And that's something I didn't notice the last time I had the engine out. I didn't check the rear main seal here. And then I'd see some oil leaking between the motor and the transmission whenever the car was sitting in the garage. And I should have checked that whenever I had it out last time. So anytime you have your engine out, definitely check that rear main seal, make sure it's good. Not too bad to replace that and get a new one. There's even a couple billet fancy pieces that replace this whole section here. It's like $100 or so, not bad at all. So that new short block will go in there soon, along with the new heads over there. And we're going to try to get another level of boost. I've tried listing this blower. It's a very expensive blower. I've offered it at like 20–25% off, but no one has been able to come through with a good amount of money for that. So I'll probably keep it. I think some of it is just like the economy and like recession. No one's having money right now, but also I get it. Like, you're asking a lot of money for a blower and it's used, but like brand new, that kit is so much money. I can't believe I spent that much on it. I did it in pieces, obviously. Like, I bought the kit, then the throttle body, and then bigger injectors, and then another pulley, and then the MFP crank support, and then blah, 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 like all this stuff. But altogether, it's a really expensive kit. And they're becoming more popular now because more and more of them are out there. But I don't want to just give it away for no money at all. I still think it's true. If you want to go fast, you got to pay to play. Like, that's just how it goes. I mean, I blow up a short block and you get a new one, and that's not cheap either. Real quick, here's my table of destruction. All the Gen 1 cams, stock cams, nothing crazy. ARP cam tower bolts, ARP studs, all that stuff will go back in. And then here's all the rest of the cylinders and pistons. The rest of these are all okay. I mean, if you look at them, you'll see nothing crazy. They just stock, you know. But just that one wanted to get sent to the moon. So a lot of lessons learned there. Anyways, let me wrap up. Okay, so all that to say, I love this car, never getting rid of it. It's gonna go through a lot of different revisions, and obviously, like, it's gonna be on another one here soon. But I think the biggest lesson I'm learning this time is, this go around at least, is take your time, don't rush, do it right, ask questions. Even some of the top dogs up there, like, they got there because they asked for advice. They listened to people that knew more than they did, and then they put their car together based off of that. I think another thing too that affected me is like clout chasing. Like, I don't think people talk about it enough, but like, you want to have a car that's cool, that people look at and they're like, oh, that's awesome. You want people to share it on Instagram, you want people to like your videos on YouTube, whatever. And so you do stuff that you think they'll like. And I think that should be ignored. I think you should not go for clout chasing. You should just build a fast car. Just build what you want to and ignore what everyone else says. I don't think it's as important to get likes on social media as it is to make a car that's reliable and fun, that you can enjoy, share with friends. Like, that's more important to me, at least. So I'm listening to that, talking to myself right now when I'm saying that, to stop doing things just to try to look good on social media. Just build something fun and fast. So that's the goal. Go back to street car. This interior, you know, be a little bit more basic. It won't look quite as cool with the panel and stuff, but man, AC, it's so hot here. And some radio, and then just some shifting gears, some having fun. It should be a fun car again. I'll say it again, the supercharger kit's up for sale. If anybody wants a good Gen 5 Whipple kit, I'll make you a good deal. And I'm trying to go turbo, so we'll see how that goes. Here's to the next one. I'll try to keep making updates, but I'm definitely not a professional YouTuber, so I just do these every once in a while when I have some free time. And anyways, hope that some of the lessons help y'all, and hope you have a good day.